Hi, hello from the Buchmann-Mehta School of Music in Tel Aviv. I'm Nir Erez, the trombone teacher here, and this is Tomer and Andy on the piano. We are inviting you to join us for a trombone lesson in this beautiful recording studio in the school. Tomer, what will you play for us?
I will play the ballad by Frank Marta.
Ballad by Frank Marta. Okay. Okay, I think we can stop here and maybe continue after for the faster part. So tell me what did you feel? Then I'll get closer to you.
I felt okay. I felt that I was not connected enough in the beginning.
Connected enough in which?
Maybe I didn't
sense?
feel like I can sing. I can really sing through the trombone.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel the connection with it. And when maybe it's a warm up thing, but yes. But later I felt more connected, and maybe before 5, like I felt a bit like not organized.
Yeah. Okay. My impression was that maybe you took that playing too seriously, the production itself, and it was a bit detached from the sound itself, and also a bit constrained. Like you didn't let yourself really sink into the instrument. You were kind of from outside trying to manage the sound and the production. So it felt like you are holding yourself from actually moving air and vibrating. In the piano, it was beautiful, but it sounded very like fragile, and I almost had difficulties hearing what you were doing. It was that soft and a bit like fine, really a fine line. Maybe you can let yourself ring more also in the piano. Just take room in the room. with your sound. And let your consciousness, your ears, be at the end of the bell, not in the mouthpiece, not in the lips, but actually from the trombone and onwards. Okay? Let's try again. Just let yourself be heavier on the instrument and on the ground also, on the feet. Beautiful. It was much fuller and much more inviting also to listen to, because I was not in your thoughts when I listened. I was in your sound. You know, in the first time I was with you in your thinking. I felt like you were thinking about the sound and not really producing. And now it was really engaging, and I enjoyed very much. Maybe we can start. Just continue from 3. Really let yourself sink into the sound. It's so beautiful when you do it. When you just sing and sink into it.
From 3.
Yeah. Much more impressive, much more engaging and touching for me, the way you produce the sound. Beautiful. When you played it, I recalled that I was standing in the same place where you are standing when I was a soldier. I'm 19 years old. I have a picture of it, playing for Nitzan Oz in a masterclass, this exact same piece. And we reached the same point where I go to the high D, and I didn't feel comfortable there. I couldn't blow it really beautifully like he does, obviously. And he told me, okay, so what's your strategy? What do you try to do when you go to the high range? So I was a good student, you know. I said, well, I'm trying to relax and keep. But he said, yeah, but you still have to play the high D, you know. It's not about relaxation. It's not about not being in touch or in contact. It's about putting the right effort. And it took me a lot of time and effort and investigations, to get the right amount of effort, the right amount of action that doesn't go and hit me back in my face, that it doesn't feel too hard or with too much resistance, but on the other hand, it doesn't feel as if I already gave up before I did it. So I want you to really go for, and I saw that you did, you really tried to go for the D, but somehow you didn't get the result that goes in one line with the amount of effort, energy that you put. So let's try to get, maybe even before I felt it, when you went to the A. It was less bright or punchy kind of sound. It was more laid back and open. And maybe I'll try to play it once. From 4, like I did with Door in the last lesson, I'll just repeat it. Sometimes I try to let myself fail, but with grace, gracefully. In other words, I try to do it as if I already succeeded, with no worries of will it work or will it not, and just see what happens. So I'll do from up to 4. So my first advice in this kind of situations is not to do something that goes against your comfort. I can obviously exaggerate and overblow, but it doesn't ring, it doesn't go along with the lips or what my ability of the body is. Eventually I just have 2 lips made of flesh that need to move. And if I hit them too hard, they will stop moving. They will just reject the energy. So I need to find the balance between too much and too little. But when it works, it should feel pleasant to the body. So if you feel unpleasant, know that it's not the right direction. Okay?
Play from 4?
Yes, please. One last thing before we move on. I sometimes felt discrepancies, like different levels of quality of sound when you went from up to down. When you had a high note and then you reached the low note. sometimes when it was a low register, like this F flat, but sometimes also when it was just here, when you reach the kind of less sustained and less focused kind of sound. So I'll do from before 1, or even the beginning, the actual beginning with the Fa. So let's try again. I will not play, you will play. From the beginning, and try to land on the F as if it's just already there. Okay? It's just a natural continuation of the Do. Ti, do, ti, do. With less tongue and more continuous air. Okay. Now the timing and the approach was, I felt more natural, but you can still improve the quality of the sound. So ti, do. It felt ti, pa. So examine and maybe investigate. Like really check how little tongue you need, really, in order to articulate. Maybe you can make more use of the movement of the air, just going there. Good. Otherwise, when you make too much of a big deal from the low note, the audience will also make a big deal out of it, you know. So kind of just let it be on time, but maybe less articulated, less big. And it also felt in a 3/4 meter now, because you released the second note. So pay attention that you are, maybe it's a rubato kind of cadenza style, but it's still in 3/4. And also here, I felt like it, pam, 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 pam. You played it as if it was a triplet. Approach the C that comes before the beat as if it is before the beat. Ti ta ti ta ti ta ti ta ta pam, and let the piano really sink into the downbeat. Can we play it once, Andy, before number 2? I played 3 bars before. Number 1, sorry. And then what maybe you noticed also, that I kept the high dynamics, the fortissimo or forte, for a longer time. And the build-up was a bit more gradual. I felt that when you approached the forte and you saw a sign of diminuendo, you already started in mezzo forte kind of style. Really let the dynamic of the diminuendo be just the beginning of something. Maybe that it's still unnoticeable, but it takes time. 3 before number 1. Just really on the second half of the F, a small diminuendo, only to mezzo forte. It's still the high point. Let the whole section of the beginning be a very impressive and front kind of style of music, and then you can. It will have much more effect. The piano after you have done a big forte.
Yes.
It will have more contrast.
Again from the G.
Yeah, and really sustain, mezzo forte, and always approaching forward. To the faster movement. That was amazing. I really felt the uncomfortable intensity of the music. It shouldn't always be communicative and nice in like a comfortable way.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to take the listener through an experience that is uncomfortable in order to then make the comfortable music sound and feel much more waited for. No? Eshel. Quite a section to play, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel that everything is there. It's just I need to hear you through a different lens, of sound. It sounds a bit like you are behind a screen with your sound. I need to hear you more exposed in your sound. less covered, and then it will maybe also benefit the comfort and the endurance of your style of sound. Like you will go through it.
That I try unconsciously to save power.
Yeah.
Also in the first section, and then like because of those parts.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can play them, but everything before it was a bit like, I don't know, perfect.
It pays the price of saving, so nothing sounds really at its best.
Yes.
I also felt like you are saving. Why? I mean, play every note from the maximum intensity and intention. It will. Sometimes when we save, we actually lose more power because we are not even there where we are now, where we are. So I would say that when you play through the center and really sustain notes and really buzzing beautifully, you get energy. It surprises me as well, but sometimes when you play a Bruckner Symphony or Shostakovich or something that's super intense, I kind of in my mind, I think maybe I will not survive until the end, but I will give my best. And by the end, I feel, well, it passed quickly, more quickly than I thought. Like it finished already. Because I was present in every note that I played. I wasn't thinking about the next page or next phrase or the high note. I think this is what I was missing, the presence of your intention. It felt like the presence of your worries was bigger. Yes. So let's start from, I would say before 10. Can I play once with Andy? So can you play 3 bars before 10, 1 before me? Yeah. Sorry. Wow, I didn't play it for so long with the piano. So it takes sometimes the risk of not being accurate outside, externally, in order to be accurate internally. Because what is inaccurate internally? To think about what is going to happen, to worry, to think about what happened before, to be over-analyzing during, and or to be using or abusing your strength in order to squeeze something out, to make it happen, to make it secure, basically. So we need to really let go and be fragile and to open up to the possibility of not making it. Yes. It pays maybe the price of accuracy, but it gives a lot of confidence with time, with practice. Once again. איפה שהתחלתי, where I started from. Full, beautiful sound. Da, da, da. Yes. Yes, Rafi. Bravo. It was much, much nicer, I felt.
Yes, I still felt tired when I came there, but I felt that it was not more than the last time.
Yeah.
So,
At least you got the things that
Yes.
were previous to it
mhm.
better. And it's nothing is a magic solution, you know. It's not like I would tell you one word and then suddenly you will play everything, because the body has the capacity of learning, but it also needs time in order to do that. The understanding in the brain can happen in 1 second. I can tell you, and then you say, okay, maybe I don't need tension, but the body still thinks in it, is used to it, the habit. So it takes time, but the more you approach the playing from a very consistently present approach, even if it's an easier stuff, like middle range or stuff that you play without any kind of worry, you know. If you're getting the habit of really being there with a very relaxed presence and intention, it will grow. It will expand to other range of the sound. May it be dynamic or articulations or the range of the high notes. It's just a habit like any other habit. Like you had the habit of playing in an inaccurate way, you can develop the habit of playing in an accurate way. Mm-hmm. And again, when I say accurate, I mean the internal dignity of the playing. Not just being accurate on time, intonation, kicks, missed note or not, or anything else, but to really beyond all that, or above all that, or under, I don't know how to call it. There is the experience of the player itself that shows, that shines and projects to the audience. It doesn't always count on the perfection of the performance as much, for me, as much as it is on the how much it was a connected performance, how much it was a complete performance. And I feel that the more you will do it, you will also benefit technically, but the basis and the thing that you cannot let aside is you being there and being connected and comfortable and at ease with the playing. It's just another habit that you can develop every day with practicing. Let's continue. Once again, without piano, only trombone. Okay, can you let more of the sound come out after the articulation? Mm-hmm. It feels a bit like secco, a bit too dry. Pum, pum, pa, ta. Like keep the mouth open after the staccato. Ta, ta. Yes, this is nicer, I feel. Mm-hmm. Can we do it again? forte a bit longer. Fairmont. I would say we can go on to the Crespo if we have some time.
Yes.
5 דקות, okay, we have 5 minutes. Because the rest is, I would tell you the same things. So. So this is a solo piece, right? תודה. So we didn't tell them the Crespo improvisation for trombone solo. I will stop only to ask what would you like to do with this piece, because it sounds very well prepared. And what do you feel like missing, if anything?
I felt like now it went well, but usually when I play this, first of all, I'm getting again to the reel and a bit tired, and
okay, so endurance things. Okay.
Endurance and some of the details, because now I'm replaying it. I played it last year, and I feel like still some of the details are not.
What kind of details are missing?
And now I felt it less. I felt a little bit maybe tam pam, things like this.
Okay, the intervals.
Yes, even the rhythm. I did tam pam go ta pa. Some things that can sharpen the music.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe that most of the things you know what you want to do, and maybe you just need more time. I will suggest that sometimes you can bring a flatter sound, like a bit more out. Also, like we said in the Martin, just to bring the. It's not a. The trombone here is being used in a different way than other pieces. It's a bit more like a daily kind of street use. It's not so much of the classical or the holy gestures of the music, but it's so if you just do like less serious, because it's kind of imitating what happens when you are not sure where the notes are, you know, like you are thinking about one note, but you play a wrong note, so you quickly fixing it. It's not like, it shouldn't sound like a very prepared music. A bit more capricious, a bit more like, you have a thought, you say it, and then it will, and then here maybe, a bit like easier on the hand, not so much serious, not so serious. So let's start from the second line. Fortissimo in one gesture. Takada takada tam. Don't even do a ritenuto po, I think. Because the phrase goes on. No, now you are being safe. You are pa 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 pam. It's not this. It's takada takada tam pam pam.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Be the uncultured player. And then sometimes you can bring like imitations of style. But make it a ghost of classical music, not the actual piece of classical and notes. Even pretend that it's not written in notes, but only in gestures. And you are making them up as you go. It can sound more spontaneous. So I would do, like, be surprised with what comes out of your bell yourself. Like, be wild. I'm sorry, I didn't play the wrong notes, but maybe I was more interested in a character. And I think this is what matters, really.
Play from here.
Yes? Yeah. Pretend that there is glissando. Pretend that the glissando is all over. Like you have one slide that you go like this. Yes. You're very much in the details, which is good, but don't forget the satellite picture. No, people hear it only once when they listen to you, so they wouldn't have time to compare if you did it long or short, or you just need to get the sound picture of something. You decide how it will sound eventually, but they get the impression and the sensation of a performance, which you shouldn't ever forget. What happens between the bell and the ears, and also the eyes in this kind of pieces. I think that this concludes our lesson for now. It was a great pleasure, as always.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.